My name's Alex McClaran, and I'm the video dude at J29 Creative. And right now we're going to talk about videos for your business. Pretty simple. So this is a new experience for me. I'm usually behind the camera. I can be in front of the camera, but I'm usually like vlogging and not really trying to educate people. So bear with me. Anyway, we're going to talk about 5 main points. I got my notes over here, so if you see me glancing, that's why. I'm not trying to hide it. I just don't, I'm trying. We're going to talk about why it's important. 2, texture versus polish. 3, how to produce a video yourself. 4, how to hire somebody and what to look for. And 5, how to fund videos. I actually have a link that you can look for. This is like paperwork. I actually have a link. It's a very good article on Dream Grow. Basically, video is like the standard. It's really personal. You're able to sell whatever you need, especially for startups, since it's Startup September. Investors like to see your team, like to see your business in action, like to see your product, like to see what you're doing to actually invest in you. They're putting money, they want to see something back. And what if that investor is like miles and miles and miles away, like, across the country? Then how are you supposed to portray that? If you're trying to crowdfund, people like video. That's what is shareable. So get video. I'll put the link below, but it's pretty easy. They boost conversions and sales. They're great for ROI, kind of just explain that. It builds trust in a relationship. Google loves videos, so I'll put it to the top. YouTube is one of the biggest search engines today. YouTube, video platform. Video appeals to mobile users. Video marketing can explain everything to your audience, and it engages everybody, even the lazy ones, and it's easy to share. Like literally, like there's just so much reason to do it. There's almost no reason not to. So start doing it now. Number 2, texture versus polish. Some people might know what I'm talking about when it comes to texture versus polish, but basically what that means is kind of the vibe of your video. So obviously we're talking about commercial and business videos. So usually when you think of those, you think of testimonial videos, about videos, interviews, blah, 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 blah. Those are very polished. They have very high production value. Their sound and audio is, almost perfect. You know what I mean? The lighting is correct. All that kind of stuff. And what that's good for is obviously pitching stuff to investors, really showing what your company is about and how professional you are, that you're serious, that you're reliable. All these kind of things, while texture is more YouTube videos, vlogs. If you watch Gary Vee, the Daily V is very texture heavy. It's not perfect. The audio is not always perfect. The editing is kind of skewy and kind of weird. But the thing with that is that it builds relationships. It's very personal. You really see the true situation of what's going on. It's really honest. And the thing is, you can roll them out faster since they're not as polished, and get more ROI, get more Google trends, put more on YouTube, be more consistent, and you can get more that way. So in my opinion, you should definitely have both. Maybe the weekend series, maybe where every week you put out a vlog, very texture heavy, do Facebook and Instagram lives, you know what I mean? Very just like, you're documenting over creating, again, Gary Vee, but you're really pushing your stuff out there, and then you get your polished stuff. You have a new product line, polished video, you're about video, you're pitching to investors, you're a video for Kickstarter, you know what I mean? So I think you should definitely have a very good balance of both, and we're going to explain more on that in the 3rd point. So the 3rd point is how to produce your own video. The one thing you want to do is focus on the texture side. If you don't know anything about video production or film or anything like that, you're not going to be really able to do the polished end of the spectrum of video very well and effectively. I would say definitely hire that out, and we're going to talk about that in a second. But if you're looking to DIY, maybe you're doing a business vlog, you're documenting your journey. In my 3 little areas, you got equipment and areas of study, and then warnings. Okay, so first warning. It's going to take a while to do this. It's a whole different field of study. It's very demanding. It's hard, easy to get the equipment nowadays, but still hard to do, especially effectively. So I would say if you're gonna put the time into it, go ahead, dive right in. It's fun. It's a fun time. But I will say that it is very demanding. And if you're trying to run a business, you know, you're gonna split your time up, and it might not be the most efficient thing. And efficiency is important. So let's go right into the equipment. Honestly, anything, especially if you're doing texture. iPhone has great camera, you know what I mean? You got cheap DSLRs, the T3i, T2i, you can get that for like what, maybe $200 on Craigslist or something, just get a used camera. The Sony cameras are great, that's what I'm shooting on right now. I would say almost shoot with whatever you have right now. Don't worry about equipment too much. The main thing you have to worry about, if you are going to worry about, is audio and editing software in your computer and storage. So you got to think about all that. I would say with audio, Rode has an awesome tiny little video mic that you can put on your phone. If that's all you have, it's like $50. Definitely a great investment. If you're doing more of this kind of video, H1 is what we use. H1, some lav mics. I mean, just really, honestly, anything you got. I'm going to supply a link below to my kit. So if you're wondering about any of the gear I use or that I recommend, down below you go. That kind of rhymed. Anyway, with video editing software, I would say you don't have to pay a ton. I use personally Adobe Premiere Pro and After Effects. Some people use Final Cut. Those are a couple $100 each though. So I would say go with free stuff if you're just starting out. There's HitFilm Express, amazing software, and then DaVinci Resolve. Those two are my recommendations. They're great, they're free, and they work well. Computer, do with what you got. Along with that, areas of study. So basically, I'm just going to recommend some places to start looking. D for Darius, Film Riot, obviously, a cinematography database, hard video and audio stuff, Parker Walbeck, or whatever you spell it. All those kind of people are great, but really just type in what kind of questions you have. How to produce a video, how to make a corporate video, how to use the Sony A7S. Any of those kind of things will pop up and you'll get it. You know how to learn things. Number 4, how to hire somebody and what to look for. So when you're hiring somebody, it's obviously a lot different than doing yourself. It's not a bad experience depending on if you go with the right person. So there's 3 people, in my opinion, that you usually go to. There's a free intern student like video and filmmaker. There's the video production company / freelancers. And then there's the agency. So let's go through them real quick. The student usually... it's a gamble. It's a toss-up. You know some people, maybe you know some people, maybe you're going to have to search for some people. It's going to be kind of, it's honestly a flip with a coin. Sometimes you'll find those amazing students who want to hustle, they just want their feet in the door, and you look like the person who's opening the door, so they help you out and you help them out. Sometimes you find amazing people and you'll get like a crazy good bang for your buck. But those people are hard to find, and honestly, you're probably not going to find them, and you might get what you pay for. So... kind of risky. If you know the right people, do it. If you don't, might go higher up in my opinion. When it comes to freelancers and video production companies, they're obviously a little bit more expensive, but they're professionals. They know what they're doing. They have experience. And if you look for the good ones, then you're going to get good stuff. You get what you pay for a lot of times. But what I would say is I wrote this down somewhere. Where's my phone? So I can say this correctly. Where's my phone? 1 second. Ah. Oh, it was right here. I'm an idiot. When it comes to all 3 of these, right, they should have a voice. They're usually artistic and they usually are experts, right? They should be. So let me look at my notes again. If they don't have a voice or explain their opinion on things, in my opinion, I would be kind of wary. I definitely ask them what their opinion is and why, and for them to validate, because honestly, sometimes when you don't get something like that, they might be looking at you as a paycheck unless it's a project. And especially if it's something really important to you, they might be looking at you as just a paycheck, and they might get you out as quick as possible once they have your money. So I would say one thing is really, oh, whoops, I moved my camera. I'd say one thing is really talk to them. This video is a big thing. It's like, your face of your brand sometimes. It's like the first thing people see or the thing that people remember. So make sure that you're putting it in good hands. The only inconvenient thing about a freelancer or a film production company is that they're not necessarily a team with your marketing company. Obviously, a marketing strategy behind a video is what really pushes it to its full potential. And since a video production company or freelancer is not, a marketing company, they have to basically work with your marketing company or with you about marketing, and it can be a little bit of a slower process. You can get just as good, it's just not as effective or efficient, or sometimes they butt heads and other things. So that's the only thing I would say that's kind of about a video production company or freelance, but it's not even like, it's something to consider, but honestly, if you have the right people, then you have the right people. Agencies. Now, let's talk about agencies, the third one. Agencies are good. I work for an agency right now, and it's nice because, like I was talking about just earlier, they are a team, and they are, used to working with each other. They have good communication. It's a lot more efficient. They can do a lot of stuff. They can do the polish and the texture. They can do a bunch of stuff. I'm not trying to be too campy or sell too much, since, we're an agency. But honestly, it's a good place to start, and if you like they're real, then they might be good. And if you talk to them, they really have a vision, and they really are willing to work with you, but they are also an expert, then I think it's a good deal. So that's my opinion on hiring videographers and what I'd suggest looking for. Number 5, how to fund a video project. So this one can be a little bit different, honestly. I would say just start saving for it. The only time you really have to fund is mostly for polish. When you're doing texture work, you don't necessarily have to fund, you just have to put in time. I would say start doing it. There's no reason not to, and I think it's good to build that relationship with your audience. So I'd say start doing your texture videos, start doing your vlogs, start doing your Instagram, Facebook lives, start doing vlogs, any of those kind of videos. Those are good placeholders, and honestly, they're good to start. So I'd say that's where I would go if you don't have a fund. Other than that, I would say start saving up. If you want, you can get investors. You can save up money. You can maybe a loan. I don't know. I'm not necessarily the biggest money dude, but basically what I'd say is you should start saving up for it while doing texture. The main thing is that you just need to start, in my opinion. So that's about it, guys. I think I went over everything. So if you have any questions or comments, leave them down below. Sorry if this was a little bit messy of a presentation. I'm still trying to get used to this. Also, nobody's here. It's after hours. It's like 9 p.m. at the office. Anyway, if you have any questions or comments, leave them down below. I'll get to them. If you could leave a like and subscribe if you like the content. We put them out every week, and it would be greatly appreciated. So let us know if you like it. Anyway, get to filming. It's important. See you later. Alex out. Yeah.